Good morning and welcome to the CFA convention. I'm Kimberly Kayler and I'm here to give you some tips and some ideas with regards to stretching each morning. Whether you're sitting in front of the computer long days, or maybe these are tips you can use when you're back in the field or traveling, I'm going to share some ideas to help let our bodies move and just feel a little bit better. So today I'm going to show you things that you can do from your chair. Your desk chair, I'm using a kitchen chair from a dining room table, whatever works well for you. I want you to start off first by moving around a little bit and finding a nice tall spine. So one of the things that helps me is I bring a hand to a belly, a hand to my lower back, and then I just notice how I found a little bit more length here. We tend to lean forward because most of the time we're driving or we're at our computer or on our phone and we just tend to lean forward in life. So see if you can sit up just a little bit taller. And then connect your feet with the ground depending on how high your chair is. Just notice how that feels. And then take a moment here just to pause. So in yoga, one of the things we like to say is go from getting there to being here. So just take a moment, maybe the first chance you've had to actually slow down all day, and then just settle in, finding your breath. So everything we're going to do is actually going to be from the chair here, using it as a prop. These can be done, tips can be done from, you know, a chair in the airport, a chair while you're sitting at even on the airplane, etc. So just giving you some ideas of making use of our seated posture. So I want you to start first by opening up the arms nice and wide, and my shoulder blades come together on my back here. And then I'm going to go ahead and round forward like I'm around an imaginary beach ball here. So those shoulder blades actually separate and are pulling apart from each other. On the inhale, I'm going to bring my arms up nice and wide, maybe goalpost them. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and bring my hands forward. So maybe the hands come to the thighs, maybe you let them dangle here, and we're actually folding forward at the hips. So hands could even come here like you're making a little bit of a sandwich here, folding over. So hinging at the hips. Take a full breath here. Beautiful. Then inhale, push into the feet as if we're standing. Arms come all the way up. And then hands can come back down by your side or onto your legs. We're going to do that 2 more times, just warming up the shoulders. So inhale, exhale, inhale up, exhale, bring it forward, keep that bum still on the chair. Inhale, pushing up with the feet. So instead of using the back to rise, and then hands come back down. 1 more time. So it looks like this from the side. Inhale, nice and wide. Exhale, round around that beach ball. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold here. And then inhale, bring the arms up. And we'll go ahead and then bring them back to our side. From here, let's go ahead and bring the arms wide once again. And then inhale, we bring them up. I want you to bring them together like prayer hands and bring them down in front of your chest. Go down as far as you can until you see those wrists start to separate. So what we're doing here is stretching out the wrists. Our wrists and our forearms actually take a lot of abuse because of all our time on our phones and our computers. So just take another inhale here. Beautiful. Exhale it out, and then go ahead and turn the hands forward and just rub the tops of the palms together, stretching them out. Beautiful. And then the great thing about the chair is we can use it to stretch out our shoulders too. So I'm going to bring an arm back behind, maybe gaze over the shoulder. Feel that stretch here in the shoulders. Notice I'm still trying to keep my hip points, my feet, my knees pointed forward. Take 1 more breath here. Go ahead and bring head and neck back, and then the body will follow, and then other side. So other arm comes back around. You can bring a hand to the outside of the thigh if that helps keep you straight and forward. Inhale. Exhale, beautiful. Inhale up. Exhale it out. 1 more breath. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and bring head and neck back, and then we follow. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and bring the arms out and just twist a little bit. So this is called nerve flossing. And all we're doing here, it may even feel a little tingly for you, is just to get a little bit more circulation going throughout the arms. Beautiful. Take 1 more breath here. Exhale it out. Hands can come back to our thighs. Go ahead and stretch that neck out a little bit. Any of you ever get pains in the neck? Pretty common. Again, driving, sitting at the computer. Start out just by bringing right ear towards right shoulder. Sit up nice and tall again. Don't lose that posture. You should feel nice stretch on the other side of the neck. Find your breath here. So inhale. Exhale it out, and then go ahead and drop your chin towards that shoulder bone. Chin to chest. You're going to change the stretch, feeling it a little bit more in the back of the neck now. Take one more breath here. Beautiful. Exhale. Bring head and neck up. Take a moment here just to recalibrate before taking second side. So inhale up. Exhale. Beautiful. And then go ahead and bring left ear or left the chin over towards the left shoulder, and then maybe drop left ear towards the shoulder. Stretch along the side of the neck. One way you can play with actually deepening this stretch is bringing a hand underneath the bone. You feel the stretch of the tricep as well. Take one more breath here. Beautiful. Then go ahead and drop chin to chest. So chin is coming towards that collarbone. Just deepening the stretch here. Take one more inhale. Exhale out. Beautiful. Go and bring head and neck back. And then if it's comfortable for you, bring hands behind the neck, and we're just going to open up. So cradling the head, just letting it fall back. Open and close the jaw. Nobody can see you. I know sometimes it feels a little silly. Open and close the jaw, the mouth, kind of move the jaw around. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw. Take one more breath here. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring head and neck back. Let's go ahead and get some stretches into the legs here. So I'm going to cross my left foot over, and it's going to land above my right knee. We never want to put any pressure on a joint. I'm going to keep this foot flexed. So even if you have shoes on, try and get a little bit of a flex in this foot. And just take a moment here, even if you have shoes on, maybe taking some circles here with the ankle. You may hear some crackling and popping, and that's totally normal. And then go ahead and silence that foot. Keep that flex in the foot, and then you have all sorts of options here. And remind you, this may be more what it looks like for you, depending on your flexibility, and that's fine. And you're going to look different just based on anatomy too, how long your bones are. We can sit up nice and tall, still getting the stretch here in the hips. Maybe it feels good to come forward, so that's an option too. Another option is actually to pick this leg up and stretch and open the hip. So very, very safe way to open the hip, maybe taking some circles here. And if you are forward, just take the time to relax. Again, not putting any pressure on a joint, so not on this knee or that knee, but just settling in. Hopefully you're feeling a stretch in the side glute area. So this is very similar to a pigeon or a figure four position that you would do down on the ground. We can get that same great stretch here in the chair. Let's take two more breaths here. Remembering when you're doing this on your own, you can hold it as long as you have time for. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring yourself up. Find that nice tall spine again, and then help the leg down. Maybe just settling in for a moment, noticing if one leg and hip feels any different than the other. And then let's go ahead and find second side. So I'm going to cross that leg over, spend some time here first, just opening up, stretching that ankle. Keeping in mind that if you're typically wearing any sort of construction work boots, a lot of stability for your ankle, which is really great, but they can be really, really heavy and cause a lot of strain on the foot as well. So making sure you spend some time stretching out the feet. And then once you're ready with those circles, same options here. Maybe you sit up nice and tall. This is enough of a stretch. And again, I recognize some of you are going to look more like this, and that's okay. Never want to put any pressure on the joint at all. Just finding some opening here. Maybe we bring ourselves forward. Relaxing, keeping that flex in the foot actually helps protect the knee. Another option, pick that leg up and then just take some rotations of the hip in very, very safe place to find some opening, some stretch in the hip. Got about 5 more breaths here. This feels really, really good. Great stretch if you're a runner, maybe doing a lot of walking, a cyclist. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale out, beautiful. Sit up nice and tall again. Help that leg up. Just take a moment to settle in. Notice how you're feeling. So we've done some work to open up the shoulders, the necks, the arms, the forearms opening up. A little work onto the hips as well. Now I want you to scoot to the edge of your chair, and we're going to make sure we wake up those quads and the hip flexor. So this hip flexor is in this position so much because we sit so much in our jobs, again, driving. I want you to stand up from your chair using your feet and your legs, not your back. So typically when we stand up from a chair, we tend to put our hands on the table, we put our hands on the desk. Even in a restaurant, put the hands down and push ourselves up. I want you to instead push into your feet, rise up, go ahead and come back down. Beautiful, we're gonna go ahead and push up one more time. And go ahead and come back down. Beautiful, one more time. And then go ahead and bring it back down. So maybe you can make a goal over the next week of getting in the practice of rising with your legs, rising with your quads, using your feet instead of hands and arms to bring you up. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and walk the feet together again. I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. Beautiful, and then I'm gonna take one more round of that stretch we did in the beginning. So on the inhale, I'm gonna come nice and wide. Exhale, round around. Notice if it feels any different than it did in the beginning. Inhale up, and then exhale, bring yourself forward. Let's take a full breath here, finding this forward fold. Beautiful, one more inhale. Exhale, go ahead and bring yourself up. Beautiful. So feel free to repeat any of those stretches that felt good for you, remembering that there's so much that can be done with a chair that you can play with during the day. Another option that I will remind you about is using a chair and actually coming back behind it. So this is a great way to find some stretches as well. I can show you here from the side, using that chair for a nice fold over, stretching forward, bringing a leg, bringing it back. So playing with different options here as well to get the most out of it. So that's it for our time today. I hope these are stretches and tools that you can use at your desk, again, while traveling, maybe at home, and enjoy the convention. Talk to you tomorrow.